Welcome to the first weekend, first Friday, and the first SVG-TV news and sports for November 2013. Today is the 1st. I'm Carol Cato, and here are the details. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is said to be making significant strides in its geothermal exploration exercise. Speaking at a media conference at Cabinet Room earlier today, Chief Operating Officer of Reykjavik Geothermal, Gunnar Gunnarsson, says they have found that the possibilities are here for geothermal energy exploration and that they have decided to move on to stage 2 of the process, which is surface exploration work.
Next week there will be coming scientists from my country, Iceland, to St. Vincent, and they will be staying here until middle of December. They will be going into the mountain, Survey, and doing some surface exploration work. This is like hiking. You know, they are just scientists walking around with some measuring devices and measuring the resistivity of Earth at the volcano. And by doing that, they will have indications on if there is a possible resource in the area. We are confident that there is, but first we have to do our measurements to be able to confirm that.
Gunnarsson says it is their hope to finish studying the data collection by the scientists by March of 2014.
It will take some months to, after we have all the data in hand, take some months for us to analyze the data. Goes into sophisticated programs, and there are a lot of calculations that has to be done. But we hope that in the first quarter of next year we will have some information in hand to be able to answer the question of is there a resource, and should we go to the next phase of the project, which is proving the resource by drilling into the volcano.
Meanwhile, Gunnarsson told Vincentians to rest assured that the exploration of geothermal energy from the La Soufrière volcano will not negatively interfere with its functioning.
Now, I know that people that don't understand maybe this technology would think that this could interfere with the environment or the volcano, but I can assure you that, in Iceland we have a great experience over decades of exploiting geothermal energy. We sometimes say that Iceland would not be where it is today if we would not be utilizing this opportunity. I come from a cold climate, so geothermal energy is heating up all our houses in my country. It is producing 1/3 of the electricity in our country, so about 650, 700 megawatts are already online. And we have been drilling in some of the volcanoes. There are many left to explode, but we have about 6 power plants up and running, and we are planning to expand that industry in the coming years.
And as Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves thanked the team for visiting and partnering with St. Vincent and the Grenadines on the project, he described it as a potentially game-changing initiative for SVG.
It is something which is getting more and more interest across the country and the region. And I know that there have been a lot of stakeholders who attended yesterday. Public servants are getting very interested, other stakeholders. I know that on Sunday evening you're going into North Windward, on Sunday to hold a consultation in Sandy Bay, and then on Monday down in Chateaubelair. Very important to keep the people informed, since those areas are going to be directly affected in terms of exploration and production.
Jan Hartke, Global Director of the Clinton Climate Initiative Clean Energy, commended Prime Minister Gonsalves for the work done thus far on the geothermal exploration, adding that he's very aware that former President Bill Clinton has enormous affection for Prime Minister Gonsalves and admiration for the work he has made on issues such as education.
But I would also say that he is aware, and certainly I have become aware, our team has become aware, of really what is the magnificent political willpower that you are demonstrating in making this project go from a dream into a reality. And the two most important things that initially had to be done was to attract companies who were not fly-by-nights, but but some of the strongest, most experienced companies in the world. It's not always easy to get the biggest companies in the world to come to a small island, and I understand that difficulty. But because of the frankly charismatic and serious leadership, Prime Minister, that you've exercised, you were able to bring them here. There isn't anybody really better in the world than Reykjavik Geothermal with the experience they've had in Iceland.
A two-day exhibition which seeks to encourage the learning of foreign languages among students here wrapped up earlier today at the Girl Guides headquarters. The 2013 Flexibition was held under the theme Diversity and Heritage of Foreign Languages, Teaching and Learning in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The Flexibition is a production of the Ministry of Education in partnership with the Association of Teachers of Foreign Languages. According to the ministry, the biannual event started in 2007 and is geared towards showcasing the content and different ways in which French and Spanish are taught and learnt in schools. Education Officer with responsibility for foreign languages, Flavia Howard, said the objectives of the workshop were to showcase some of the benefits of foreign languages, demonstrate creativity of students and teachers, and to continue to motivate the students in learning and using foreign languages in and out of the classroom.
I want to urge you again to continue to learn a foreign language and also make sure that you do your content practicing. We're fortunate now that we have other person around here. We have Cubans, natives, we also have Venezuelans, we have people at the airport. We can make them try and practice the language. Some schools have people studying in the country. Even when we're teaching, make sure you practice them the language as well. And you can try and speak. I remember in school, we used to joke around with all different things in the classroom. Even with the name, until eventually we got the right name, it was French or Spanish. And I would like to just give an invitation from Professor Manuel Harris, who is the chairman of the Regional Examining Board, the CXC. He stated that in this increasingly globalized world, and in a region where there's so many different languages spoken, students need to equip themselves with at least one foreign language. So you have to see now that you must at least be competent in at least one foreign language.
And Chief Education Officer Luann Gilchrist stressed that the study of a foreign language is very important, as it also allows a person to learn the culture and heritage of that particular language.
When you learn a foreign language, you gain a greater appreciation for your own native language. You learn the mechanics, and you learn to deconstruct sentences, and you learn to construct sentences, analyze sentences. And then it helps you in your writing, even in English, and in organizing your thoughts. Having access to a foreign language also gives you greater scope for research. When you're doing your SVAs or when you go on to post-secondary institutions, you will realize that having learned a foreign language or two will give you access to more information which you can then use to strengthen your projects or your research papers.
Luann Gilchrist, Chief Education Officer. A symposium looking at the practices of that should be looking at pharmacy practices in SVG will be held here tomorrow evening. The event will be hosted by the SVG Pharmacy Council in collaboration with the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment and the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States Pharmaceutical Procurement Services at the Methodist Church Hall from 6:30. The overall objective of the symposium is to sensitize health professionals to the legal matters affecting the pharmacy practice in SVG to ensure that the population has access to essential, safe, effective and good quality medicines. The Witness Special Measures Act had its first reading in Parliament this week and has been sent to a select committee. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves says the bill has a number of provisions, including the protection of a witness to a crime. He said an important element of the bill is that a witness does not have to be in the same country to deliver evidence in a trial, as the evidence can be video linked.
And the child, some families overseas says, listen, I don't want the child to stay in St. Vincent at all. I take in the child. But the child or whoever the witness is, where there may be a problem, not just the child, but it applies to other cases too. It might be somebody who is reporting, it might be a witness who has seen a murder and don't want to stay here. We have to provide protection for that witness. But the person may feel, well, you can't provide protection here. You have to provide protection for me overseas. Well, if you're overseas, how can the evidence be heard? This law is saying we can take the evidence by video link.
A series of community training camps have been proposed by the Ministry of National Mobilization for the remainder of 2013 to September 2014 to deal with troubled children. Minister of National Mobilization Frederick Stevenson says the training will target parents to help them identify and deal with children's deviant behavior.
Training for practitioners to be certified in the fields of therapy, risk assessment, and care and protection of victims and youth in conflict with the law becomes top priority. To conclude, all these achievements will be short-lived if we fail to install the appropriate systems to complement these programs' interventions. Hence the need to establish technical cooperation in the form of consultancies and shared practices among the member states of the OECS and develop countries with the relevant expertise to assist us in the development of a comprehensive and cohesive systemic model to sustain the reform process.
Local musicians, composers, producers, and other interested persons have been told of the importance of using the latest technologies to improve their product. Speaking at a lecture earlier this week entitled Music Meets Tech, given by Grammy Award winner Ray Williams, chairman of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines National Center of Technological Innovation, Willis Williams, says the National Communications Technology Institute, NCTI, is extremely pleased to be associated with the event, as it marks the beginning of a different thrust for the organization.
We are about innovation, technological innovation, and I think this is really where we will show the difference between the training in basic computer programs, computer software, maybe hardware and so on. We are actually going to take that, the industry, which is governed by the computer, and put it to work.
And the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Trade, Commerce and Information Technology, Camilo Gonzalez, told the music professionals who attended the lecture that it is imperative that they embrace the full totality of music and marry it with technology.
There is no longer this sort of organic music recording space. Now they have apps to make you sound organic instead of simply making music as you once did. So the musicians among us have to think about the possibilities of technology, and those who are technologically inclined have to think about the possibilities of music. And there are marriages happening between technology and music every single day, and there's no reason why those marriages can't be created in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Meanwhile, the Vincentian Grammy Award winner, music technologist and lecturer of the event, Ray Williams, provided those in attendance with an insight on how music continues to evolve over the years.
The pitch is important. How fast the thing is vibrating is critical. So this tool is stupid. And I'm going to demonstrate that right now, because I'm going to take the same exact file and load it to Melodyne. Same file. Now while you're guessing, all I'm going to do is I'm going to load the same file in. Melodyne is going to detect it. We're simply going to go over here. And while you're struggling, I have this in front of me. Now, what's the first note? How do you know it's E? Because it tells you. How many notes are there?
1, 2, 3.
Everybody knows. How do you know? It tells you.
Representatives of various community groups and organizations from around the country involved in staging Christmas and Nine Mornings activities will gather tomorrow for a special meeting. The meeting, organized by the National Nine Mornings Committee, will look at the 100 years celebrations and 100 days countdown, improved programming, innovations for the festival, finance and sponsorship, the various community competitions, promotion and organizational strengthening. The community meeting, to be held at the Peace Memorial Hall from 10 a.m., will also hear progress reports from communities that have already begun preparations and any challenges they are encountering. The SVG 9 Mornings, that should be the SVG Christmas 9 Mornings Festival, which takes place throughout the month of December, will be officially launched on Sunday, December 1st with a street parade, Christmas concert, and lighting of Heritage Square. The 9 Mornings festivities run from December 16th to the 24th. As a build-up to the festivities, the SVG 9 Mornings Committee launched a special 100 Days Countdown on September 16th. Already there have been community programs in Richland Park, Park Hill, and Point Village. The village of Town Hill is the defending national lighting champions. Stubbs won the Best 9 Mornings Community, with Point Village being the best community. That should be the best Christmas community. The 2013 9 Mornings Festival is being celebrated under the theme, celebrating 100 years of a unique Vincentian tradition.